Hello and welcome to our lesson. This is lesson number 2 about reported speech. In the previous lesson, we learned about the different changes that occur when we change from direct to reported speech. The changes in tenses, the changes in pronouns, the changes in demonstratives. We learned how to change statements from direct to reported speech. Today, we continue with reported speech, and we are going to see how to report questions and how to report orders. So, let's start with questions. When reporting questions, we should keep in mind that 1. A question becomes a statement in reported speech. What does that mean? It means that when we report a question, we change it from question to a statement. Becomes a normal sentence. 2. The same changes apply for questions as in statements. That means the changes in tenses, the changes in pronouns, the changes in demonstratives, and the changes in time. All this happen or occur as they occurred with statements. Number 3, we use the verbs ask, inquire, wonder, and want to know to report questions. First, or number 1, how to report yes-no questions. These questions, that means yes-no questions, are always introduced by if or whether in a reported speech. Look at this picture. Here we have a doctor who is talking to his patient. So, he's asking her questions. Question number 1, are you feeling all right? Question 2, do you take your medicines regularly? Question number 3, can you walk easily? Look at that. The doctor asked the woman if or whether. 1, she was feeling all right. Here are, let's change it to was. 2, she took, if she took her medicines regularly. 3, if she could walk easily. So, are, change it to was. Do, is omitted and the verb to take, change it to took. And can, change it to could. What are the main changes that occur when we report yes-no questions? The main changes are in auxiliaries and in models. The auxiliaries change as follows. We have is or are change to was or were. Was or were change to had been. 2. Do or does. With do or does, we omit them. We omit do or does, and then we put the following verb into the past simple. As in the previous example, for example. Look, question number 2 that the doctor asked. Do you take your medicines regularly? Here, we omitted do, and we changed the verb to take, or take here, to took. So, if we have a question that begins with do or does, we just omit do or does, and then we put the verb in the past simple. That means the verb that followed the auxiliary. If we have did in the question, we omit did, and then we put the verb that followed in the past perfect. For models, can, change it to could. Must, changes to had to. Will changes to would. And may changes to might. Let's see now with WH questions. For WH questions, we have a picture of a woman who seems to be a manager talking to a man who is asking for a job. Let's read these questions. Question 1. How old are you? Question 2. Where did you study? Question 3. Why do you want this job? All these questions are WH questions. How do we report these questions? So, someone else who was with them is reporting what the manager asked the man. He said, the manager asked the man, 1. How old he was. 2. Where he had studied. 3. Why he wanted that job. So, what is the form of a reported WH question? So, a reported WH question is always begins with a subject. It can be a noun or a pronoun, plus a reporting verb, then plus someone. So we always ask someone. After that, a question word can be why, when, where, how. Then a subject, and after subject, there is a verb. The rules here in reporting WH questions are the same with yes/no questions. We simply replace if by a question word. Number C, how to report commands and orders. Commands and orders, to report them, we use the following verbs. We use ask, tell, command, order, word, advise, beg, forbid, etc. Look at this picture. Here we can see a mother talking to her daughter. She is giving her orders. Let's see them. 1. Be patient. 2. Calm down. 3. Don't cry. 4. Don't worry. How are these orders reported? Suppose the father is reporting what the mother ordered her daughter. The mother told her daughter, 1. To be patient. 2. To calm down. 3. Not to cry. 4. Not to worry. What is the form of a reported order or command? The form is as follows. We start with a subject. It can be a noun or a pronoun, like in here, she, he, or they, plus a reporting verb, for example, told, ordered, advised, plus someone, because when we use these verbs, we need a person as an object. For example, here, the woman ordered or told her daughter. After that, we use to plus the infinitive of the verb, or not to for the negative. We use not to plus the infinitive of the verb. Now it's time to practice. Practice makes perfect. Practice activity number 1. Circle the correct answer. We have 6 sentences, and for each sentence we have 3 answers, A, B, or C. Only one of these answers is correct. The 2 others are wrong. So, read the sentence and choose the correct answer. I will give you 5 minutes to do this activity. your time is over now. Let's correct all together. The correction of this activity. Sentence 1. Don't be late. How this sentence can be reported? The father told his son to be late, to not be late, or not to be late. It's answer C. The father told his son not to be late. Question 2. Can you help me? How do we report this question? We have 3 choices. The old lady asked me if you could help me, if I could help her, or whether she could help me. The right answer is B. The old lady asked me if I could help her. Question 3. When will the guest come? The wife asked her husband, when would the guest come? When the guest would come, or when the guest will come? The right answer is B. The wife asked her husband when the guest would come. Question 4. Drive carefully to avoid accidents. How do we report that? She advised him to drive carefully to avoid accidents. Drive carefully to avoid accidents. Not to drive carefully to avoid accidents. The right answer is A. She advised him to drive carefully to avoid accidents. Question 5. Don't forget the meeting. The secretary told the manager not to forget the meeting, to not forget the meeting, not to forget the meeting. The correct answer is C. The secretary told the manager not to forget the meeting. Question 6. Where will you spend the holiday? He asked her where she would spend the holiday, where she would spend the holiday, where she will spend the holiday. The correct answer is B. He asked her where she would spend the holiday. Let's go to activity number 2. Practice activity number 2. Here, change from direct to reported speech. We have a direct speech sentence. Read the direct speech sentence and complete the reported speech sentence. And don't forget to make the necessary changes, of course. You will have 5 minutes to do that activity. Your time is over. Now, let's correct. Correction of activity number 2. Question 1. Fasten your seatbelts. How do we report this direct speech order? The pilot told the passengers to fasten their safety belts. 2. Will you be at home soon? How is it reported? The mother asked her daughter if she would be at home soon. 3. Don't speak loudly in the library. The teacher warned the students not to speak loudly in the library. 4. Where were you yesterday at 8? The policeman asked the man where he had been the day before at 8. 5. Why are you crying? The man asked the little girl why she was crying. Question 6. Are you enjoying your holiday? The mother asked her kids if they were enjoying their holiday. 7. Revise well for your exams to pass. He advised them to revise well for the exams to pass. 8. Where do you come from? The receptionist asked the tourists where they came from. Number 9. How many times have you been to London? She asked me how many times I had been to London. Number 10. Can you type this report for me? The manager asked the secretary if she could type that report for him. Number 11. Don't play in the street. She ordered them not to play in the street. Number 12, and the last one. Open your books, students. The teacher asked the students to open their books. Here we come to an end for the lesson about reported speech. I hope that you enjoyed your time with us. I will see you in the next lesson. Thank you.
شكرا على المشاهدة. لا تنسوا الاشتراك في القناة، الضغط على الجرس، الإعجاب بالفيديو.